I'm sorry about that. I'm on the road right now. I was just asking the emotions that you guys have right now as far as wanting to end your first losing streak. You know what I mean, of the season. It's the first time you guys got to deal with adversity like this. What are the feelings going into week 6?
Yeah, it was a little bit of frustration after that game. We felt we had that one won. We didn't finish the way we wanted to as a team, but we're sticking together. Coach gave us a message after the game and even today, and that's the main thing, just paying attention to details, staying together as a team, just rallying each other, and that's one thing that we started off doing today. But it's going to be a sense of urgency come tomorrow, so.
Hey.
Go ahead, Skyler.
Hey, AJ, as a veteran on this team that's been through ups and downs before throughout their career, how do you help some of these younger guys on the defensive side of the ball that may have not seen adversity, at least to this point in the season? You know, some of those younger guys that haven't really had to overcome adversity at this point.
It's really just to tell them to just stay on track. You got to stay positive, keep working. It's football at the end of the day. Everybody makes mistakes. You're going to give up plays, and we all want to play perfect, but we just can't do that. And that's one thing. We make sure nobody gets down on themselves because it's a long season, and we're always going to need every player. So there was no heavy heads in here today. We was just ready to come in, work, and just fix the mistakes, and that's one thing that I said about that sense of urgency. We're not down on ourselves. We just want to get better.
Let's go to Will Palachik for the next question.
AJ, I guess how has your role morphed over the course of this season, just based on the fact that there's been a lot in and out? JC got injured, and obviously there's been some different maneuvering when it comes to the lineup. How do you feel like your role has changed or morphed since, I guess, you initially thought it would be?
It's everything that I've kind of expected. Honestly, the only setback I had was just the injuries and just trying to get back out on the field. It's tough for me to try to tell a guy what to do when I'm not out there on the field playing myself, but just really staying the course, being a leader. You know, I tell guys certain things I went through in my past and my career, just to let them know, like, it happens, and just not to get down on yourself and just to keep working. And I'll say in our DB group, from our coaches to players, we're always trying to learn. Now that we got Stephon in there now, another all-pro guy, it's just guys always soaking up knowledge. You know, we all face adversity. And that's one thing that we're working on as a group, is just always communicating, supporting each other, and making each other better.
Did you expect that when JC went down, you'd play more outside, or were you expecting the fact that you still stayed at slot corner?
I kind of thought it would be the same. You know, my coach, Coach Cooper, he communicated with me, wanted to make sure I get my reps back, get back in football shape. And, you know, I was doing it in camp. I've been doing it my whole career playing outside. So now that I'm playing nickel for the first time, it's just slowly learning, everything like that. But I can handle anything, so.
All right, let's go to Jonathan Alexander for the next question.
Hey, AJ. Well, as well, I'm curious, what did you feel like what did y'all feel like y'all could have done better there in that fourth quarter?
You know, before you say that, the first emphasis we made was to come out at halftime and win the third quarter. We didn't do a good job of that the week before, and that was a big emphasis. And, you know, sometimes the momentum changed, and we didn't handle the sudden change. We didn't play complementary football, whether that, you know, get turnovers and execute on offense, or whether, you know, something bad happening on special teams and the defense having to bow up. You know, it's just doing our job. Not saying it in a selfish way, but guys want to make a play to help the team win, and Coach made that known today that we all just have to do our job and trust our teammates. So.
All right, we'll go to David Newton next.
Hey, AJ, David Newton, ESPN.com. You mentioned Gilmore in the room. Now, what has he brought so far? I know he can't practice, but is he in the film room, and what's he brought so far, and what do you expect him to bring once he gets on the field in a couple of weeks?
You know, this is my first time like ever really interacting with Stephon, and you know, he's a quiet guy, it seems, but one thing about it, out there on the field and in the meeting room, like when he talks, even if somebody else is outside talking, they just stop and listen because they want to learn so much from him. This is a guy that's been doing it at a high level for a long time. And, we expect that when he gets back. And then even in the weight room, even in the meet room, like, this guy's working, man, and he's just being around the players, just telling them everything. Even during the game on the sideline, he's letting us know things that he's seeing and just putting us in better position and just communicating with the coaches. So, when he gets back, he's going to make a big impact on our defense, and we're excited for it.
Any example of things he's seen that maybe he's relayed to you guys that's helped so far?
Just his mindset with things, like certain corners when we're playing man and we have a post safety, like how we think, and his thought process was a little different, whether technique and everything, and he'll walk us through it on the field, like whether he's talking to me or D-Jack, and just guys are coming around just wanting to listen because the things that he's talking about, he shows it on film, and now you start to, make sense why the plays he makes throughout his career he makes.
Thank you.
We'll go to Scott Fowler next.
AJ, can you describe sort of in layman's terms the difference between playing nickel and playing outside corner and the challenges this switch presents?
When you're playing outside corner, you're more on an island. You have more one-on-one matchups going against bigger bodies. Difference between that and nickel is you're kind of your coverage, but you also have to play like a linebacker, play with fits. Fit in the run game, perimeter game, getting off blocks and things like that is a little bit more different than just, the communication, not only between your corner and your safety, but also your linebacker. So, if you don't really have a good knowledge of the game or a good knowledge of the defense, it's going to be tough to, be on the inside of that defense, making the communication to get the guys in the right call.
I will go to Steve Reed for the next question.
Hey, Justin Jefferson obviously had an incredible year last year and just seems to keep getting better and better. What is it about this kid that's tough to defend?
He's a shifty guy, great route runner. They have a great receiving core over there, and it starts, with their quarterback and their running back. But those guys, man, they're playmakers, and we're going to have to be on our A game with those guys. And I've watched him since LSU, and just to see what he did his rookie year, he's an explosive guy, and you always have to see where he's at on the field at all times.